So now the smart guys have to lay back for a while. The tough guys are running things. And the Romans, tough guys, legitimate, builders, didn't do a lot of questioning, didn't like questions. Italians don't like questions. Some philosopher would walk up to a group of Romans. What is the nature of man? What are you, a cop? The first port city was Rome, right outside of Rome. So it's the first international port. All the countries that existed sailed in there to trade. So 50 different languages are being spoken. So these guys, longshoremen, had to come up with a universal language that everybody could understand and communicate with, which they did, by the way. The gestures that they still use today. After a few trips into port, people started to realize this meant, what are you breaking my balls for? I told you, you don't dock the boat here. I wasn't working last night. I didn't take no golden calf. Don't even look in my direction. Say, all right, I recognize you. I didn't know who you were. Now you can leave the boat. Say, here's your marble, all right? You know, I wish he'd come off that boat and say that to my face. I'd crack him over the head with a Doric column right now, this kid. They were the first skilled laborers, the Romans, by which I mean they got paid for labor. Before that, all labor was done by slaves. So these guys wanted to differentiate between themselves and slaves because they're proud union, local XVIII, whatever. And so they watched the slaves, and they noticed when the boss told the slaves, everybody back to work, slaves jumped back to work, scared. So these guys, to differentiate, came up with the union pause. So when the boss told them, everybody back to work, yeah. What was I saying? Talk to Romulus and Remus and, I don't know, it's gotta be like an arch or something like that. You figure it out, get back to me. All right, let me get back to work, like it was their idea. Let me get back to work. Let me go see what this prick wants over here. Because they realize the boss has to be a prick. You gotta have constant criticism, culture, construction. You have to criticize everything, criticize what you're working on. This Tunisian marble is shit to begin with, by the way. I told them Carthage, but they don't listen to me. I've only been doing this 12 years. What do I know? And they criticize the guys that did it before you. These assholes put it in backwards. Let me show you right here. And then you criticize the boss. Yeah, Marcus. If his last name wasn't Aurelius, he's down here cleaning aqueducts for the rest of us, trust me. But it was a glorious time for Rome, you know? It was the beginning of the mob. They all had that, they had that Ray Liotta swagger, you know? You see, Caesar couldn't have been more than 28 or 29 at the time, but he was already a legend. He started out doing hits for the legions. You see, hits never bothered Caesar. But what Caesar liked to do, what Caesar really liked to do was steal. He was the kind of guy that rooted for the lions in the gladiator fights. And hundreds of guys depended upon Caesar, and he got a piece of everything they made. It was tribute, just like in the old country. And all they got from Caesar was protection against other guys that were trying to rip them off. And that's all the Roman Empire was, the police department for guys that couldn't go to the other empires. You see, Caesar had it down to a system. He'd have the tribunes invade a province. Then when the consul came to Caesar, Caesar'd make him a partner. Now the guy's got Caesar for a partner. Any problems, he can come to Caesar. Slaves revolt, come to Caesar. Vandals invade, you come to Caesar. Chariot drivers want to go on strike, you come to Caesar. But now the guy's got to pay Caesar every month, no matter what. Crops failed, fuck you, pay me. Plague of locusts, fuck you, pay me. God gets mad, kills the firstborn son in every family, fuck you, pay me. And then finally, when there was nothing left and they'd squeezed every last dime out, somebody lit a match and they burned Rome down for the insurance money.